收看今天的文茜世界周报。全世界关注唯一的一件事情：英国公投决定要脱离欧盟。这个公投永久改变了英国，也可能永久改变了欧洲。全世界都不知道我们的未来将往哪里去。而投票的英国人，他知道吗？首先，第一个，现在英国的国会网站有将近100万人联署，要求进行第2次的公投。而且到现在为止，没有人认为是短期因素，因为并不知道它对欧盟的冲击是什么，更不知道它对英国的冲击是什么。因为这在公投结果出来不到7个小时，苏格兰的首席大臣，也就是说苏格兰地方政府的执政者，特别宣布，他们说，因为苏格兰多数的民意选择留在欧盟。最后的这个结果，使得苏格兰认为苏格兰有权利再度的进行第2次的苏格兰要脱离英国，所以不止欧盟面临了瓦解的危机，连英国自己都面临了瓦解的危机。文茜的世界周报，我们将从今天开始为大家特别讨论英国这一场脱欧公投，它对世界来讲是历史性的一天。我们先来看英国公投之后的第一天。
6月23号晚上10点的这记钟响，宣告英国脱欧公投投票结束。但这时大多数人都没有意会到，它也标志着一个时代的终结。
By this referendum to leave the EU, we are absolutely clear now that there is no way that the Remain side can win.
The UK has voted to leave the European Union.
Really, I just think we're called Great Britain for a reason. It's because we're great and we can do it on our own.
Ladies and gentlemen, dare to dream that the dawn is breaking on an independent, united kingdom.
UK Independence Party leader Nigel Farage jubilant. He said, let June 23rd go down in history as Independence Day.
What a night it has been. An historic morning for British and European politics as the nation wakes up to the news it has voted. First time ever, a nation has voted to leave the European Union.
We've got our country back. The sun has risen on an independent, united kingdom. And just look at it, even the weather's improved.
对包括法拉奇在内的51.9%英国脱欧派而言，6月24号的阳光是迎来英国独立第一天最好的礼物。然而，对于另外48.1%的留欧派英国人，结局太过出乎意料。
It was pretty shocking. I was very surprised when I saw it this morning.
但是世界不会停下来等你反应。24号这一天，很多人一睁开眼，先是惊讶于脱欧派的胜利，再惊吓于狂泻的股市，还有急贬的英镑。
The UK's surprise vote to leave the European Union sent stocks tumbling Friday morning. We saw stocks falling in London, particularly smaller cap stocks. In Greece, Portugal, Italy, and Spain, and the banking sector was hit particularly hard as investors around the world woke up to a pretty surprising outcome in the referendum. As investors rushed to safety, the Japanese yen soared against the dollar, while the British pound fell to levels not seen in 30 years.
Shortly before the polls closing and 4 a.m. the following morning, it had fallen by 10% against the dollar to below $1.35. That's the lowest level against the dollar since 1985.
I'm absolutely devastated by this morning's result. I think it's completely idiotic. I think it's economic insanity.
一群不能接受公投结果的人，守在脱欧派急先锋前伦敦市长强生家门口，只为骂他一句人渣。
Boris Johnson booed there as he left his London home. Perhaps not all that surprising given the fact that London did vote largely, in large parts, to remain in the EU as opposed to the rest of the country.
In a closely fought referendum, London and Scotland voted strongly to stay in the EU, while voters in Wales, and in particular rural parts of England, voted heavily to leave.
And I think England should be for what the English people want.
I voted in because I think that's the most clear decision. I just don't know what would happen if we leave.
在这英国决定脱欧的第一天，有人忧心忡忡，有人充满期待，也有人丢了工作。
The British people have made a very clear decision to take a different path. And as such, I think the country requires fresh leadership to take it in this direction. A negotiation with the European Union will need to begin under a new Prime Minister.
英国卫报刊出一份公投后的民调统计，显示18岁到24岁的年轻人有75%选择了留欧，但是有些人年纪不符合公投资格，他们的权利被剥夺了。
I'm tired, I'm worried, and I'm upset. The lies and the scapegoating of the EU have finally won. And for what? A protest vote and the uncertainty of the UK's future.
We are Europeans. We're citizens of the world. We didn't vote to leave Europe, but you're snatching it away from us. 16 and 17-year-olds weren't even asked. A 90-year-old has more of a say in the rest of our lives than we do. We weren't listened to, and you want to take away our future.
Why does my future have to be influenced by a generation who can't see what they receive in benefits?
More than 75% of young people voted to stay inside the EU. This has been the worst era for young people, from tripling of tuition fees, from living in a recession. This has been the icing on the cake.
I'm scared that our society will become more and more dangerous for LGBT people like me.
Really heartbroken by the entire thing. We're no longer a United Kingdom. We have a deeply divided country, and for a 24-year-old woman, I think that's really terrifying.
Today, young people like me have been sentenced to an uncertain future of division and isolation. I believe the future is more global.
It doesn't need to happen immediately, and the next few years will be fraught with negotiations as the UK and the EU determine their new relationship. Nobody has ever left the European Union, but it's thought other countries may also follow suit with their own referendums.
现在，英国还不是最糟糕的时刻。在脱欧结果出炉后7个小时，苏格兰也宣布极有可能再次举行独立公投。United Kingdom 大不列颠联合王国不再 United。